Let me start recording.
Okay. Can I shoot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you. Firstly, I will use this one, which is my PowerPoint presentation that I've prepared long ago, so that if I'm interviewed in any point in time, I have facts on the table. So it's just a slide with few things on it. Let me just start from here. Maybe let me go back a little bit, just to take you through what is this all about. So, you know, the founder is Sani Vaki, and then he wanted to ensure that every child gets good education by having a good teacher, and that's what it landed in the Global Teacher Prize. Now, every child should have a good teacher. These are the aspects. I will share this at a later stage. Let me not just dwell much on that. Okay. Now, 4 principles that underpin the mission. You have to know this every time whenever you are going to talk about your aspects in applying for the Global Teacher Prize. Innovation is crucial. They are aiming to push the boundaries and find new ways to solve new existing problems. So in life, there are always problems. In the communities that you are working in, there are problems. Okay? So identify the problems and deal with them. Interrelate the problems to the curriculum. In whatever the subject that you are teaching, find ways to solve the problem within the subject. So they need to promote innovation within and beyond the organization itself and strengthen the hand of the teacher. That's why there is this ambassadors. After you've been nominated for being the top 50, automatically you become the ambassador. So now, whatever that you do, you must make sure that your community, your learners are the integral part of whatever that you are doing. Sometimes they want to see if whatever that they are doing is going to be flexible and take a greater risk. And indeed, in real life, whatever problem that you need to solve, it might not be solved like immediately. It might take you years. Hence, you will see me posting posts from long ago when I have learned about the white paper number 7, which is the education policy. I started implementing, no matter the background, no matter the resources, no matter the situation, no matter the environment. So that is basically what you should be looking at. So it's not a short-term thing when you are doing something that will stand for a long time. So there should also be evidence. In whatever, our policy, I normally tell my colleagues that the CAPS policy document, I find it to be the best policy in the world because of the general aims. Just by mere looking at the general aims inside the policy document, it makes me understand where I come from in terms of education. So I'm from the education system, apartheid regime. I'm the product of that. Now, it was hard for me to go to school. And as a girl child, it wasn't easy. Hence, I had to take those routes to make sure that I get empowered as a girl child. So not putting aside the boy child. And if I may tell you now, my interest is much on the boy child. Looking at the white paper number 6, which is the inclusive policy. We have challenges. I'm a foundation phase teacher. I've learned that our kids cannot read, cannot write. They can even go to secondary school without being able to write their own names or whatever the case might be. Some are dropping out of school after grade 9 because they cannot proceed to grade 10. So I tried to find what is the core problem of this. And I have found that boy children, most of them grow up being hyperactive and most of them, I find them suffering from ADHD after my findings. So this is what the evidence is all about. But you can also find evidence of your sort, different from what I have found out. So that's when you are looking at the problems that underpins the society that you are working for. Now, the other principle is influence. How do you influence your teachers, your like the Dr. Matondi, MEC? Now, you are influencing. I see your post about outsourcing stations where you can train teachers because you want to see ICT implemented in whatever circumstances. Mr. Eric Mokolwane, your influence, you are using the digital platform to get information, to transfer information, to collaborate. So that is the influence that they are looking for, basically. So personally, my influence was, because I started long ago, I started influencing on the part of ICT, looking at the e-education policy and looking at the fact that the e-education policy now has 7 years down the line. It's behind, because by 2013, all public schools in South Africa were supposed to be at phase 3. So I've done that part. Now I'm moving towards what else can I influence. I'm influencing my communities. I have done computer literacy programs for the youth within the community. I'm now focusing on the issue of the parents, influencing parents to understand that their kids are not the same. We must move away from the fact that learners must all be academic, must all acquire their grade 12. Not learners, all learners are academics. So then what? So I sit them down, talk to them about issues that underpin the problems that their children might be having. There's a statement that is made by Microsoft to say 1 billion learners across the world might be 1 billion learners across the world might be having disabilities, and my findings are is true. So when the department speaks of the inclusive education, it's very, very, very crucial. You look at the fact that it has implemented the CS policy, where we have to do the screening, the intervention, the assessment, and the support. And then you look into the policy itself. It's a wonderful policy. And how do you influence all the stakeholders to get the policy and influence them to make them work? Now, the other thing is action. Now, they work directly with beneficiaries because in itself, this makes the difference to raising the status and the capacity of teachers. So after you have taken an action, it might take long for people to recognize what you are doing. So it mustn't stop there. You still have to go on, because the mission is your goal. You must be pushed by your goal. What is it that you want to achieve? So at the end of the day, you will get the correct recognition. You will make an impact. So they also demonstrate proof of concept and establish themselves as a serious and a credible organization. Hence, you will check their terms and conditions. Terms and conditions of Baki Foundation are very, very, very intense. So they will look into your profile. They will check your criminal record. They check everything about you before they can, and you must give them, there are forms that they will send you for authenticity. The work that you've been doing is your own work. They will ask the PricewaterhouseCoopers people to come and check about your life. You have to agree. So that is when they demonstrate proof of concept and establish a serious and credible credibility towards their organization. That is the Baki Foundation person. Now, legibility, we know, all of us have been there. You know the legibility of entering the global teacher prize. And then the judging criteria. This thing is judged by a set of about more than 200 judges, if you have gone to the platform and see and saw that. So it's not a walk over the yeah, but basically it's a work. You have to it has to go through proven status to say this is correct, this person can stand, this can be one of the finalists. And then it looks, the judging academy looks at this. They employ effective instructional, when as a teacher, are you employing effective instructional practices that are replicable and scalable to influence the quality of education globally? 2, are you employing innovative instructional practices that addresses the particular challenges of the school, community, or country, and which have shown sufficient evidence to suggest they could be effective in addressing such challenges in a way? 3, can you achieve demonstrable student learning outcomes in the classroom now? So you can see this is not a overnight work. You need to do that over and over and over again. Now, number 4, are you making an impact in the community beyond the classroom that provides unique and distinguished model of excellence for the teaching profession and others? Which is what I saw you guys doing. You're doing it with your peers, your fellow teachers, your district managers, but you also have to still go down to the community itself. Okay, the last time I saw Mr. Mokolwane you were staged at Thobela FM, where you are organizing pets for the girls. It's part of that. Okay, and let's talk much about our own community, the communities that we are serving per se. And then helping children become global citizens through providing them with a value-based education that equips them for the world where they will potentially live, work. And we've been saying this for almost some years back, to say the education system that we are practicing now does not prepare our learners for a competitive global status. So we need to change that strategy. And what are the things that we are doing as an educator to make that change? And then you need to improve the teaching profession through helping to raise the bar of teaching, sharing best practices, and helping colleagues overcome any challenges they face in their schools. So that evidence you need to put in place. I know you are doing that, guys. Teachers' recognition from governments, national teaching organization, head teachers, colleagues, members of the wider community or peoples. What they will look for from you, is a testimonial from the community member. So let the community member speak of the work that you're doing. What have they benefited from whatever that you have done? The principal also, and maybe a circuit manager or somebody above. So they will need that. So, and that recognition must be validative. And all of you presently, you are in line, you are doing that already. So the winner is chosen by the prominent Global Teacher Prize Academy, made up by the head teachers and educational experts. I've gone through their profiles personally. Those people are high-ranking people globally. And then that is it that I wanted to share with you. Any question? I hope you were jotting down some things that you can ask me, and then I can clarify.
We are so happy, we were so overwhelmed, and we listened very carefully. I'm not sure if I had the opportunity to write down, because I wanted to get every point and every step of the way, so that I could make it in the future as well. Dr. Matonzi?
Yes.
Is there anything that yes, we can. Is there anything that you want to ask our top 50 finalists here, the expert of our time?
Well, the presentation was perfect. We gained a lot, and when we enter next time, we know what to do now. So my question is based on the interview, because to me, I've passed the first stage of giving out the information, like completing the questions. It seems like I completed them very well. That is why I went through the next stage. So I provided all the evidence that they required, and but the problem was how I responded to the questions through the interview. because I was interviewed by two people.